Hey everyone, I just want to keep my product review videos going because I think that they're pretty interesting. And if you know my background, spending as much time as I have in this industry, I think these reviews can help people learn platforms better and pick platforms that are better for them. So this is public.com. I'm not using the mobile app. I'm logged into my test account, a little $134 in there. I've only got one holding, by the way. I'm not doing the greatest of all time. Looks like I'm down 16% all time, 27 bucks. And by the way, I think that's a really good way to actually start off this video, which is that when you have your account set up and you actually have positions involved, this is what you're treated with every time you go to public.com and you're logged in. Basically, a really nice visual of your portfolio, of some products you can access on the left. So you got portfolio products on the left. You've got the indexes, the up here that matter to you. You've got some news over here to the right, product news that they're related. You can also click through this to see some of this trending news about markets. And if you scroll down, you'll get some more data about your portfolio. I only have one position, options, equity. So if you have different positions on, you can sort by them. Then you can see some yield options for you. You've got a watch list that you can build, some quick click portfolio features to make a portfolio feature very fast, and some other tools as well. And here's the mobile app. You've also got access to Alpha, which is their AI tool, which is pretty interesting if you're trying to learn more. So you can see you've got some questions down here. I could just ask, what is a PE ratio? What is a PE ratio? And as a member, you have access to Alpha. It's basically their chatbot for financial markets. I think it's pretty cool, I must say. And so now here's my answer. And I could just chat back and forth. Now, how do I find this? How do I find this on public? So ask it a question. You got to love that. Look at this. How do I find this on public? It answers it for me right here. So super quick customer support and ways to learn about markets. I think that that is a compelling reason to explore public more deeply with that alone. When you have a public account, you have access to Alpha, and I think that that's worth highlighting here. Now, as you go through public, it's also important to know that if you want to get a little deeper, profile, settings, rewards, help center, open an IRA account, you've got these three drop downs here, which you can click and then access these specific features. Now, I'm not going to go into profile features or any of this, settings and privacy. I just want to focus on what you have access to. So now you know the portfolio. I want to talk about products. So products is my favorite feature on public. It's my favorite feature because their high yield and their bond products are just beautiful, and they are so easily shown to you. So here's my portfolio. I click portfolio. This is what I currently have invested. It's that one position. Naturally, I could do return, allocation, income, account value, really just different ways to visualize your specific your portfolio. You've also got this cost basis hub, which is, just so you know, for traders out there, I just have to tell you, this is the best cost basis hub I've seen in my time. Literally, if you trade a lot, actually, you're just not going to find better than this. When you start to have multiple trades, you're in and out of various positions. This cost basis hub is so detailed and so wonderful to look at because it breaks out all of the specific trades. And you even have here your wash sale, which, as you know, is very important for tax implications. Buy and sell a security, do it again, do it multiple times within 30 days. You could run into this wash sale issue, changes the way your taxes are treated. Super easy to visualize. So if I go to realized gain loss, you can actually see some of my losses here. Bandwidth, looks like I took a $5 gain on that. I tried trading Black Rifle Coffee. I took a $4 loss on that. 5.9, looks like I had a few different trades on that, and I got just wiped on each of those, -2, -10, -20, -15. And look at my wash sales being checked. So my tax implications have changed dramatically from that. But the key is here that you can see that really nicely with these two tabs. Now, going over to the portfolio here, these features are really great because you've got high yield, 4%, bond account, 7%, treasury, 4%. So what this is showing you is that when you have your public account at any point in time, you can access this level of interest. So 4%, that means 4% on your money per year. So if I put $100 into this high yield account, I would get $4 every year, but you can scale that up. If you put in $1,000,000, you would get $40,000 every year just for using their high yield account. Really easy to visualize, 4.1%. Bond account, 6.9%. Treasuries, 4%. So it's pretty cool that the high yield account on public is actually getting you just a fraction more than the treasury account. Now, there's a difference between the bond account and the treasury account in that the bond account is all about buying the bonds of companies. So you, for example, can see here Ford Motor at 6.25%, Main Street Capital 6.1%, Prospect Capital at 8%, Service Properties at 8%, ICANN Enterprises 9.5%. You can buy these bond holdings, this bond account, have exposure to these various companies and get 6.95%. But remember, very important, it's still very risky because there's no, generally these companies pay their bonds back, but it's not really guaranteed. What if one of these companies goes bankrupt? Well, the account's going to perform a little poorly then. Treasury, the US government's not necessarily going to go bankrupt. So you've got your yield here. And as you can see, this is the yield that you can capture through treasuries. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed. People just say it's risk-free because there's going to be no bankruptcy. After all the debt is backed by all the people in the country, so it kind of makes sense that there's no bankruptcy there. But you can just quickly see your yield options. I love this. Everyone's always focused on stocks. Okay, you saw the stock features I just demonstrated to you, but you can just so quickly tap into fixed income features in high yield bonds and treasuries. Now, if we work our way down the list, you've got stocks and ETFs here. And these features here, options, index options. Let me actually go back here. I did not mean to get to a new page. Bonds, which I'll get into, crypto, and then you've also got these investment plans. So, this is once again just so cool because essentially what you have here is some tools to do really advanced research into the different trades or investments you may want to make. So if you click stocks and ETFs at the top here, okay, top gainers, top losers, most active, highest dividend, 52-week high, 52-week low. Really nice tabs here to work through. Let's say you are doing research, we're at stocks and ETFs, and you're interested in looking up a symbol. You can just use the search box up here. So I can type AAPL, there's Apple, I can click Apple. Now here's my Apple chart. Price, market cap, PE ratio, and keep in mind these are pretty advanced fundamental data points, so I actually have to upgrade to get access to these specific features. But if you click upgrade, it's $10 a month, so it's not it's not like some groundbreaking amount, and you get all of these capabilities, which is pretty nice, by the way, for having a brokerage account and then getting this research layered on top of it. So I really like that, and maybe I'll have to explore it as well. Now, when you are on sort of this Apple page, or you could just type in NVIDIA, you can search anything in these search box. NVIDIA, we can do Meta, right? You can look at anything. Well, go to the new stocks page. There it is. Well, as you move down, you've got so many different features. I could make an hour-long video on all of these features. I'm not going to, of course, but you should just know that as you scroll down, you've got your basic data points, you've got some news, investment plans I'm going to get into, earnings and financials, so earnings, income statements, balance sheet. But keep in mind, whenever you see this blurred out aspect here, and it's got premium upgrade access, you're going to have to upgrade to get access to that. So keep that in mind, that if you do want these additional tools, you're just going to have to upgrade. It's as simple as that. And as you keep working your way down these symbol pages, you're going to obviously, see a few more features that you have access to if you upgrade, analyst data as well, and options, which I'm going to get into, and bonds, more bonds data. So I just think, by the way, this is so cool. If let's say you're really long Meta and you own Meta, Well, why not check the bonds too, just to see? Because you might find that sometimes maybe the bonds just make more sense. Meaning you can buy these meta bonds with a coupon of 5.5%, or 5.5% coupon, 5.89% yield, or you can go buy the stock. But if you don't think the stock's going to perform well, but you think the company's not going anywhere, it's going to remain healthy and profitable, well, in that case, it might make more sense just to lock in some of these bonds, and you can get this specific yield being in the bonds and not have to worry about the volatility of the stock. Also, as you upgrade, you can see the data gets deeper and deeper. Margin requirements, if that is something that you're doing, these would be your margin requirements. So this is sort of the page that you would go to if you're looking to learn more specifically about a specific company or even a bond. You'll get a page like this. Now, by the way, you've got the addition to buy and sell. So as usual, buy and sell. Well, the market's closed right now, so here's extended hours. You have market orders, limit orders. And one thing public is really good about, as you can see, I just did that market order, but the market's closed. So it's just letting me know it's not possible. Market's closed. You can't trade if the market's closed. You have to do a limit order when the market's closed. And it has to be specifically in these extended hours sessions. You've got buy now, limit. The choice is ultimately yours here. And as well, as you move your way down, you can essentially, let's see here, market price, shares. Well, we can't. Well, if we did one, you can see the cost here. Click review order. I don't have $600 in the account. As you saw, it's only 111. So we'd have to find something that's a little on the lower side. We could probably do Expensify. So I can show you this order. Expensify, extended hours. Let's do shares. Oops. Let's buy 2 shares. 239. Let's see here. It closed at 239. Let's see if we can get 2 shares of Expensify. Let's go to review order here. All right. There is a transaction fee for after hours. I have to upgrade to waive the transaction fee. So keep that in mind. Now, by the way, I'm trading on a pretty small account, $11, $7.77 cost. I can't make this trade because this would cost me, my transaction fee is $2.99. Oh, no, sorry, $4.78 for 2 shares, but half of it's a transaction fee. I mean, that's a terrible trade. 50% of my, I have to make back 50% just to break even. So I'm not going to do that, but that is how you would essentially get started in the trading process. And I would really encourage you, if you are using public, to go deeper and deeper into this trading, because you can trade options. So options contracts right here before your eyes. And also, by the way, what's also helpful here is, I'm just going to go back to this page, is this recurring buy. So if you really like a specific symbol, it says Exify plan, you can essentially start a recurring buy process. So I have Expensify, but I could add more to this plan. I'm just going to exit this though. Oops. Continue with plan. Okay, let's just add one more. Okay, let's go back actually. Let's click next. Then we could say $100. Then let's do monthly. And let's do the first of the month. And let's do from the brokerage. Click next. Of course, we don't have that, so we'd have to have more money to really do this. But the point is, you can build this plan where then it funds this purchase of this company or this asset you like, reoccurring on the time frame that you set. And as you can see here, you've got more capabilities to click through the different ways you can trade this specific symbol, stock, options, bonds, and just some really wonderful, wonderful features here. Now, options, just what it sounds like. If you're interested in trading options, click this options tab, and you can go through the various data points for trading options for a symbol of your choice. And as you can see, it's preset to popular options. Quite frankly, I would probably keep in mind that just trading popular options is never maybe the greatest option of all time. So let's just say it was Rivian. I want to make sure it's set to the specific symbol. And I'm exploring. It's not strategies. It's not owned. It's not expiration. I'm exploring. I want to look at all of the options chains. But strategies gives you the ability just to very quickly express your opinion. So if you think it's going up, you can click up. Then you can pick these different abilities to, trade options under the basis that you think it's going up. If you think it's going down, click down. You can click these different option strategies on the basis it's going down. up and down or sideways. You can essentially pick these specific option strategies as well. By the way, up and down is more so about a straddle. You're straddling a price. You don't necessarily think it will go extremely high or extremely low, but it could be volatile. So it's a better way to say that it's actually volatile. But if you go to explore, here's your options chain. And just with a simple click, I love this, by the way, you can click into each options chain. So if you were looking at Rivian and maybe you wanted to look out an options contract way out into the distance, let's scroll down. I mean, way out, December 19th. And, it actually should do a better job at showing me the year, unless it's only December 19. Oh, no, so it does show me the year. So 2026. So December 19, 2026, I click the drop down. These are some leaps. And I see all of the data here. Strike price of 30. Wow, so it's performed quite well. It's trading at 1 month highs, as you can see. You can see the bid and the ask. There's a little bit more in the ask here. Or there was. That's interesting. And then you have your Greeks, IV, delta, gamma, theta, vega. Just a nice options visual. And index options I'm not going to get into, but I'll go to bonds, because if you're getting started on let me see if I can just change this visual a little bit. Here we go. Now you can see. If you're getting started on public, it's pretty important to know how to go through all of these different products and features. So I've got bonds selected here. And then here's NVIDIA. So I've got NVIDIA. So I can go ahead and, to make this better, pay attention to the drop downs. So I want corporate. I don't want to do anything else. I'm okay actually for fractional full orders. Yield, there's got to be a minimum. You got to show me bonds that are 5% or more. And liquidity, super important. So let's just do 4 and 5. So most liquid and just below most liquid. So you know what? Let's actually see what we can find. Let's go to 8%. Okay, so now we've got, and let's actually see if there's no way there's anything 8%. Wow, so 8% investment grade with high liquidity. It looks like they're all, here's Discovery and Warner Brothers, and then Petróleos Mexicanos also. BBB, and so still all BBB. Let's just see if I go to speculative grade. Yeah, you get a few more options. But the beautiful thing here is that you have these features to essentially find a bond that is of interest to you and then tap into it. So here's Kohl's, 13% yield. So you can click into it. Remember the symbol page I was showing? We were looking at Expensify and Meta. This is sort of the same thing, but now for bonds. And by the way, if you're interested, you do KSS and you can see the bonds. And if you click one of these bonds pages, you'll end up on something like this. So we've got our yield, our bid ask, maturity, coupon, price, rating, liquidity score. And if you scroll down the same way you had equity data, PE ratio, market cap, things of that nature, you just go deeper and deeper into the bond capabilities, margin requirements, other related bonds from KSS or Kohl's. Here's some financials to look at, and then bond details, coupon payment, all that important information. And what's so cool about this is, so this blue line is the yield, so the percent. And remember, I spoke about yield up here. It's good. The percent of money you're getting back for lending them your money. And then the lighter blue line is price. So what you're seeing here is the price just crater and yield go up higher. And that's because they have an inverse relationship. As price goes down, yield goes up, as effectively, you're getting a bigger yield because you're buying something that's dropping in price. And they naturally have an inverse relationship. And just think about it from this standpoint, that if something's dropping in price, it's potentially not a good thing. So Kohl's might be under serious stress. Maybe they don't have the money to even fund operations. People are buying on Amazon. So the yield does go up. So you're effectively getting paid more, but there's more risk. Not the best explanation, but one way to think about it. But the coupon is 6%. And this is, I think what's key here, this is the fixed annual rate that the issuer of the bond is promising to pay. But if you go to yield up here, well, This is yield to worst is used to represent the lowest potential yield an investor can expect from a bond, assuming the issuer does not default. It accounts for any provisions that may affect the bond's yield, including getting called, put, or converted. So you've got your yield, you've got your coupon, your rating, your liquidity score, more data down here as well. If you're interested in crypto, ladies and gentlemen, you've got crypto on public too. You can just do it all. So if I click Bitcoin, I'm now on the Bitcoin chart. Now this is the same thing, not same thing. There's some similarity here that you can buy and trade crypto. Here's your order panel here. So if you wanted to buy, $10 worth, which I could do, 49-cent fee, and I could click, review order, click submit order and purchase. I'm not going to buy though. I just don't like that 49-cent fee, but welcome to crypto. That happens. You're on an exchange. It's just part of the process. And if you scroll down, you guessed it, you have some crypto data to access as well, news, investment plans. Now, I do just want to talk about investment plans a little bit because I think that if you are interested in building a portfolio, investment plans give you that capability. An investment plan is essentially a preset group of assets created by public that you can buy with one click. So the Magnificent Seven, I can click this plan. Now, if I fund this plan, it means I'm buying 7 stocks. I click one button to buy 7 stocks according to this allocation. So if I put $10 in, 15% of that $10 goes to Apple, 15 to Amazon, 14 to Google, 14 to Meta, 14 to Microsoft, 14 to Nvidia, 14 to Tesla. Automatic allocation, just like that. No fancy processes, no crazy paperwork, no spreadsheets. The plan's already built for you, and it's right here. And if you click plans and scroll down, you've got plans for, quite a few different options, which I do like. So a great example is, let's say you want to buy companies that pay you dividends. There's literally a plan called dividends. You just click that. Now here's your dividend plan. They've already offered you 20 symbols, 15%, 20 symbols that this plan funds. And you can see McDonald's, Coca-Cola, JP Morgan, Exxon, and it looks like it's a 5% allocation to all of them. They all pay dividends, and you effectively then also get paid those dividends as well. So click plans again to get back, and you can go through all of them. You've got these tabs too, so you can really push through them. And in the bonds concept, you click bonds, and you've got bond plans. You get a recommendation, fill out a few very quick and simple terms, and it's going to generate you a really unique. Let's do high risk. Let's do continue. And great, this plan may help your long-term investing goals. So here's a plan that they built for me. And just like that, now I have this plan, but of course you're going to have to fill that out yourself. There are some features in there that I think just aren't even, like, let's go through high risk. Yeah, it's asking experience level. Let's just say limited yearly income. Let's just say it's even under 25,000. Let's say net worth. Let's just do under 50,000. I'd love to see what so it's still about the same thing. So I just want to see what the recommendations are if I take the lowest possible amount, then the highest possible amounts, and see what it does. It looks like it still recommends me down a somewhat similar route, actually. So I'm just going to go back to public here. And now that I've shown you the basics here, I just want to say, really nice platform, really nice brokerage. I may even actually find myself using this brokerage more and more. And I hope this video helps anyone watching get started with the web platform. And go out there and give it a try. I think you'll find it interesting. And I'll make another update too as they release new features. And all in all, I've used brokerages my whole life. This is impressive. It's just flat out impressive. And there's a lot here that I want to explore and utilize. And I think I'm going to have more updates coming soon. So thanks for watching.